Hi all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoyed today's video, hitting the like button. I don't know why I hold my breath when I do that. It's very bad. I'm always like afterwards. Okay. Today, guys, we are doing part 4 of my Pat McGrath Date and Night series, and we have moved on to Mothership for Decadence, and I have it in the very controversial, much sought after Star Wars packaging. There's a whole story behind that. I won't even get into it, but if you do want to hear the story, I think I have it in one of my, when I did my Pat McGrath palette ranking last year. You can watch it there. I'll leave a card up, but yeah. There's a whole story to how I came to own this particular iteration of the palette. So this is what she looks like inside. So this palette, I would say, of all of the Pat McGrath palettes, I think this one is the one that intimidates people the most because it doesn't have any matte shades. It is specifically a metallic. Some of these formulas can be considered satins as well, in my opinion. The thing about Pat McGrath's metallics is that you can use them as satins. Like, you can use them and blend them out, and they can take the place of a matte if you blend it with the proper brush. So I don't find this as intimidating as I did when I first purchased it, because I was the same way. I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, this is basically a $125 companion palette. No, my friends, no. This is a full and complete palette, and we will get to see how you can use this as a full and complete palette. So let's start off with our day eye. I was deciding what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the look that I always do when I do a day look with this palette, or if I wanted to step outside my comfort zone. Because here's the thing, I don't really do day to night or like looks per se for myself. I wear what I want to wear when I want to wear it. I'm a rebel like that. But I understand that if you work in, an office or in a job where you can't wear super dramatic eye makeup, but you still want to find ways to utilize these very beautiful and very expensive palettes in your day-to-day life, I completely understand that. So I'm going to try and do something, and I'm just pulling out brushes here. And I'm thinking that I want to do something with this tone here. And maybe that tone, let me see. Let's swatch. What do you think? That's very silvery. That's very bronzy. Let's do this one. And that is the shade Inferno. So, dipping into Inferno. And I'm going to show you what I mean, how you can really get depth with just using one shade in these palettes. I said I was going to do this side, but oh well, we're here now. I'm right-handed, so I always start with my right eye. I don't know. I always start with the right side of everything. And yes, I'm blending this all over my lid, and that may look insane, but just go along for the ride, folks. You'll see. So I'm blending this all over my lid, and I'm using a Sonia G Crease Pro for this. I'm blending, and as you can see, I only dipped my brush in this shade once. Do you see how I'm still blending this color? Well, let me zoom you guys in even further so you can see. Do you see how much I am still blending? I'm still blending. All right, I'm now going to take this number 14, which is sort of similar, but it's just a little bit thinner, and it has nothing on it, just to soften those edges. And this is going to be a really simple, easy eye look, guys. Like, really simple. Sorry to blind you there with the gold. Okay, so now I'm going to take a teeny tiny brush. This is a Refer 23, and I'm going to dip. I think I'm going to dip into the shade Divine Mink. Yes, so Divine Mink is this tone here, and it's kind of like a cool tone blackened brown. Tap my brush off. And I did have a little fallout, even though I did tap my brush off because I did have quite a bit on my brush. This brush, this tiny little baby brush, picks up a lot of product. And I don't even know if you guys can see this, but I'm literally just taking this along the lash line to give the illusion of a pencil, you know, or a wing, a line, but I'm not actually, I'm kind of blending it out. I'm not making it super defined, if you can see that. So now I'm going to take this Pencil Pro from Sonia G and I'm going to go back into Inferno. And then I'm gently going to, softly going to apply that on my lower lash line. I'll use my puff here to kind of wipe away any. All right, I'm gonna put some mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished eye for Day. And as you can see, it's still pretty, I mean, some people might interpret this as dramatic. This to me is shimmery, but it's still pretty soft. And you can of course wear this for night as well. But for me, like this is a really pretty, like it's an impactful eye, but it's still soft. I enjoy. I was thinking of putting something else in my waterline, but I decided to keep that free of any product, any color, because I think that'll keep it from being too intense. If you wanted to make this even more intense, you could take the shade Inferno, I'm sorry, Mink, Divine Mink, and you can take that into the lower outer corner. You can take that wing, that sort of smudged line that I did, and just bring it under here and blend it out with Inferno, and you would get a really even more intense kind of smoky vibe. But I wanted to keep the smoke factor, I wanted a little bit, but I didn't want too much. So yeah, let's move on to the night eye. All right guys, so I have to admit with this one, I'm not sure what I want to do. Like I do know what I want to do, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. Because I want to use this blue, but I did a blue look already with my Subliminal palette. And so I always want to use the blues in the Pat McGrath palettes. I love her blue metallics, but I also want to do something different. And I really, one of my favorite tones in this is Blue Blood, this tone here. So I think we're going to do something with that. I think we're going to do something with Blue Blood. And it's going to look not too different from as far as the, how do I put it, the steps, but it will be more dramatic, if that makes sense. Because again, we're not going in with any other shades, so I'm not dipping into any other palettes to pull out mattes. We're going straight in with Blue Blood. Going to start in the crease. And my goal is to sort of get this into the crease right, my brow bone is here. So I want to get it like right underneath there to kind of create this dramatic effect. And then we'll go in with the same shade and sort of start building it out. So my crease is sort of there. So now I'm going to start building it out. So now I'm going to start pulling that out a bit. Like so. I'm dipping in again, tapping. Sort of softening that out. So as you can see, this is already way more dramatic than this one, just from tone, but also from the shape. If you are like me and you have hooded eyes, sort of winging your shadows out really helps to lift the eye and the overall look of the eye. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go in. I think I am gonna do the blue, but I think what I'm gonna do is take the blue on the lower lash line. And this is one of my favorite shades in this palette. This is a shade Underworld. And I'm taking this, and I really should be using a smaller brush, which I think I'm gonna use this little baby Sonia G. Okay guys, we have smoked that out. As you can see, that is looking quite intense. So I want to take a different shade on the inner corner to just lighten the shade of the eye up a little bit. So I'm going to take this shade Enigma, which is this really pretty cool toned silver. And I'm taking that in the inner corner, but I'm also just taking it a little bit further underneath and kind of blending it with that blue. Like so. Now I think, I really like the way that came out. Now I think I'm going to put some pencil in my waterline this time because I think it'll kind of bring the whole look together. So let me go grab a pencil and some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Super Blues and my Bite mascara. I use Bite mascara on both eyes. This is the only thing I'm mourning from Bite, guys. It really is. I don't know a whole lot about their products, but when they announced they were going out of business, this is the thing. I was like, not the Bite mascara. Let me zoom you out. So, what do you think? I am partial to this eye. I love a good dramatic winged out eye. Like this is me, like in a nutshell, as far as specifically the Decadence palette. Like when I use Decadence, you can go soft and pretty, and I've done that many a time, but when I pull this palette out, I go dramatic. I mean, it's called Decadence, for Pete's sake, you know? So yeah, I hope this was giving you some sort of inspiration if you own this palette, or if you're interested in this palette but you're like, it's all metallics, I have no idea what to do with that, or you were afraid that you were just only going to be able to use this as a companion palette. As you can see, I created two really beautiful and very different looks using this palette. This one is still metallic. They're all metallics, but they look so beautiful and I think soft on the eye, at least on this side. This side, you're getting your drama. You know, Blue Blood is one of my favorite Pat McGrath eyeshadows. She has this in one of her 6 pans as well. And this tone is just everything. And of course, like I said, I love her blues. This blue, and it's like a satiny blue. So it's not super, as you can see, it's very different from the blue that's in Subliminal, which is one of the special shades. This one is like almost like a matte. See how it has a sheen to it, but it's not like a traditional metallic. So you can put this all over the eye, you know, all over your lid, and you can still get a soft look. It's not going to be too much on the eye, in my opinion. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Did you like either of these looks? Would you wear these looks? Do you own Decadence? And if so, how do you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. I post 3 times a week on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Bye now.